Music seems to be the most immediate of all the arts. Music possesses us. It really is as if some other has entered not just our bodies, but our intentions as well, taking us over.
Music and vibrations are the basis of everything. They pervade everything. Human consciousness is reflected by them. Atoms are vibrations between positive and negative forces. Some very subtle, some complex, but it's all music.
The ways in which sound affects the human organism are myriad and subtle. The loud sounds and bright lights of today are tremendous indoctrination tools.
You know, people say that music can change the world, and it really can.
Music works in mysterious ways. You know, once it goes in, you have really no say about what it does to you.
Music is our weapon. We also promote the idea of unification between the body and the spirit.
Music is a complete ocean. They hit one note, every hair in your body is going to stand up. And you feel like you just made love, or you just touched God's feet, or both at the same time.
Music comes to people on a subconscious level. It gets right to the core, and it has a way of transforming.
Look at this. You're just amazed by the power of it. And I was also aware that you could just say, kill, and, just somehow this surge would happen.
Enhance the spatial intelligence in newborns, and let's not forget that the arts are a compelling solution to teen violence. They're certainly not the cause of it.
Music is only music. It can't hurt anybody. In an article he wrote for Life magazine, Zappa noted rock's rather incredible power when he quoted Hal Zeiger, one of the music industry's first big promoters. I realized that this music got through to the youngsters because the big beat matched the great rhythms of the human body. I knew there was nothing that anyone could do to knock that out of them, that they would carry this with them the rest of their lives. There's ample evidence to suggest that of all the things that have the power to capture the imagination, there is none more evocative, more electrifying than music. Doctors and professional musicologists have also studied this power to transform, creating a whole new branch of medicine called music therapy. And as music therapist Gene Maas has stated, music is the greatest power I have ever experienced. I doubt if anything else equals its power to act upon the human organism.
The organized patterning of music can help drive electrical networks within the brain, and can help the organization and reorganization of brain networks.
Music is very powerful, and it doesn't have to be a recognizable form. The power in and of itself of any sound is enough, which release specific chemicals in the brain and body in order to alter the state of consciousness.
Dr. Pellegrino discussed the powerful way music interacts, often subconsciously, with receptors in the brain to produce endorphin highs, to trigger a flood of emotions and images that have the ability to instantaneously produce very powerful changes in emotional states. Take it from a brain guy. In 25 years of working with the brain, I still cannot affect a person's state of mind the way that one simple song can. Well, a renowned musicologist certainly knew exactly what he was saying when he observed music really is a powerful drug. It can poison you, lift your spirits, or make you sick without knowing why. Renowned musicologist David Tame agrees. Music is the language of languages, he wrote in The Secret Power of Music. It can be said that of all the arts, there is none that more powerfully moves and changes the consciousness. Hypnotize people to where they go right back to their natural state. And when you get people at their weakest point, you can preach into their subconscious what we want to say. This power over the subconscious is precisely what science writer and composer Robert Jourdain was getting at when he said in his book, Music, the Brain, and Ecstasy, music seems to be the most immediate of all the arts. Music possesses us. It really is as if some other has entered not just our bodies, but our intentions, taking us over.
Music is your special friend. Dance on fires, it intends.
There's probably no contemporary artist who's made a greater study of music's awesome power over the human soul than percussionist Mickey Hart. Drummer with the Grateful Dead, world music devotee, and self-taught musicologist, Hart has spent his life attempting to unravel the mystery that is music. From his testimony before the United States Senate, co-founding the Rhythm for Life Foundation, researching and authoring several books on the subject, including his late 1999 release, Spirit into Sound, The Magic of Music, a book that is a virtual apologetic for music's incredible, even supernatural power. Several years ago, Hart sent out a request for anecdotal information on music and its power through the vast electronic underground of deadheads. His letter began, "Dear friend, I've discovered, along with many others, the extraordinary power of music, particularly percussion, to influence the human mind and body." Among the thousands of examples Hart has compiled is his own striking observation of the effects evoked by some music he heard many years ago. It was my first exposure to the mother rhythms from West Africa that later mutated into my tradition, becoming rock and roll. All I knew then was that whenever I played this music at parties, the room would transform. It was as though the rhythm of the drum was calling up something from these sleek, cosmopolitan bodies that had been asleep. There was a power there